What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to How It's Done. I've gotten a few requests from people asking me how the things are doing in the yard, so I figured I would do this quick update to show you the plants that we've planted, the vines that we've got growing, the grapes, and also the Royal Empress trees. So, Jasmine vine that we planted probably about a month ago. As you can see, it still has a bunch of those dead leaves on there. I haven't quite pulled those off, but it's got some new growth coming out to it that I'm going to have to kind of tuck up there. But it is growing slowly but surely. On something like this, typically your first year is going to be primarily the root system getting established. So we got the drip line in there. Bleeding hearts are coming up fine. This is not coming up. Not sure what's going on with that. We'll give it some time and then I might plant something else. The strawberries are doing really good. And it looks like I might actually have a few little berries starting there. The grapes, actually, I've got some random grapevines that I didn't even plant that are growing over here. And maybe you can see back up in here. It kind of grows all the way through this pineapple guava bush that I've got lining the yard. I guess we'll go back here and show you the flowers that we've got by the Royal Empress tree. This is the Dragon Empress variety. And obviously the wind has been kind of crazy in this back corner, so a lot of these have kind of gotten knocked around. But the lilies are blooming sporadically, kind of randomly. As you can see, a lot of the weeds that grow can be pulled up super easy because we did that with the liner there. I've just got to get back here and weed. The other side is pretty much the same way. We do have some of the dahlias that are getting ready to bloom. Let's see if I can zoom in there. Yeah. So that's going to be really nice when that opens up. And then obviously, like I said, the Dragon Empress tree, which has grown quite a bit. Over here on the other side, obviously we've got some good blooms getting ready to happen on the flowers that we got planted here. The pomegranate, really not doing much. I do see a little bit of what looks maybe like flowering. Maybe that's just different coloration, but we'll see. And then obviously this is the Arctic Empress tree, which is just, yeah, it's grown really well. So back here I haven't weeded because I was going to show you just how easy it is with that way we planted this. If you saw that video about 2 months ago, just pull them and they come right out. Not hard at all. Because if you remember, we put that liner down and that prevents them from really being able to develop a root system very deep. So with the exception of where we cut the holes, these roots are not really going anywhere. They might spread out a little bit, but weeding is made relatively easy by this. So yeah, it takes almost no time at all. But yeah, so we do have, like I said, some of the lilies blooming around here. Nothing else has really bloomed yet on this side. I believe this Royal Empress tree, or Arctic Empress tree, is actually going to present a problem for stuff growing here. Because as you can see, it creates quite a bit of shade all the way even over to this guy. This is a crepe myrtle that just started growing wild. So, and last but not least, let's show you the grape vines. If you're gonna have vines, what I ended up doing, I did the 2x2s up here. Man, look at that! Isn't that just beautiful? It's like having my own little vineyard in the backyard. That's just amazing. But anyway, what I did was I took the 2x2s, put them up here, and I put a 1x1 here and across to kind of prevent the weight of the grapes from pulling it off. I just had this netting to let the vines grow up, And what I would recommend you do if you're planning on doing something like this, give it a year or two to let a good stalk, a good vine grow, and let it go straight up. This ended up just having 2 vines pretty much grow straight up, and I trimmed the rest down, and this way majority of the energy goes toward the grapes and continuing the vine growth along. On this side, I'm kind of just letting them grow, because what I'd eventually like to have happen is have this guy right here folded over the top and run clean along. Wouldn't that just be something? Having grapes just draping across the pergola in the whole backyard. Anyway, so that's my quick little update. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for joining me on how it's done.